All right, you guys, I've tried this like 5 or 6 times. I'd like to call this a one shot, one take, but I mean, I wind up getting a little too angry to get it all out in the right order. So I'm going to try to chill a little bit and just tell you this little story that I got here. A couple of months ago, I was at work. Well, I wasn't at work, but I was working, doing convention, Comic Con in a neighboring town. I was out there with some of my absolute favorite coworkers, selling stuff that I love, comics, cards, games, everything. And I was absolutely privileged and honored to meet a actor who was just there on vacation, wasn't even there to work. It was Saturday night, so it was the night that it was the first night, so we were wrapping up. We were getting ready to pack up for the night, come back to town, 30-minute drive. We were all tired and whatnot. This guy walks up with his husband. It's a little bit of an older Native American man who starts talking to me because his husband wants a comic we got out on the table. And we're joking around back and forth, talking about the area, And I say, well, where are you guys from? And, oh, well, we live down in Texas. And, yeah, we're just up here on a little vacation. We decided to come up the East Coast, do a little circle, come back down. We saw his convention, thought it would be fun to walk around and talk to some people. I said, oh, that's cool. Told him what we were up to. Asked me a little bit about myself. I told him I had a background in podcasting and audio engineering. And he said, oh, well, that's cool because I've got a background in a lot of voice acting. And he says, I don't know if you saw it, but this is hilarious because I definitely did see it. I was a voice actor for a long time on a TV show called King of the Hill. My name is Jonathan Joss, and I was John Rickhorn. And we got to talking a little bit, joking about mic levels and, gain is not volume and all this other fun stuff. His husband Tristan was super cool. Talked to me about some old punk comics and stuff like that, back and forth. Jonathan was nice enough to sign that picture for me that he had on him in his backpack. And, I told him a good place to eat and wished him a happy trip and a safe travels back to their home state in Texas. And it was a great experience. And I didn't know that here we are months later and that I would have a coworker come up to the front after I'd finished ringing somebody up and show me an article where I found out that Jonathan Joss was shot and killed last night outside of his home in Texas. And he was shot by a neighbor who could not stand the sight of two men being married and in love next door to him. Now, I try to be as even-keeled as I can. I try to be as understanding and as open-minded as possible to understand that, bad things happen in the world. And misguided people do misguided things. And hurt people do hurting things to other people. But at the end of the day, guys, I'm not enlightened. I'm not where I want to be. I'm still some, loud-mouthed Long Island Gen Xer after all this time, and I want to deliver a message to anyone who may perhaps whisper under their breath or think in their mind things along the lines of, well, what was he expecting living down there? Or serves him right, or maybe he shouldn't have been flaunting it that much. And this message is that I personally believe, as a person who holds spiritual beliefs closely to his heart, as a person who believes in a higher power and believes in a savior, that this might not be right and this might be wrong of me to say, but I hope you go straight to hell. I'm not mincing words anymore. I'm sick of this bull across this country, planet, generation, world nowadays, of this us versus them mentality where you've got to go so far as to shoot somebody because you think what they're doing is not right. It costs you $0 to just leave people the hell alone. It is 100% free to live your life in this country without harming a blade of grass. It is not difficult, and it is not hard. If you disagree with it, don't partake in it. Bow out and back away. I just got finished cutting my grass. I had to teach my stepsons how to do it. I got to be crabby about it. I got to be whiny about working 9 hours and coming home and have to do that. I had to cut my grass in the daylight. It's hot. It's hot as hell out here. I get to go in, I get to take a shower, I get to tell the kids goodnight, I get to tell my girlfriend that I love her, I get to wake up and do it again the next day without worrying about having to have a bullet put in my head. Because while I might be a different level of talented than this wonderful, amazing man was, we are the same. No matter how different we are the same. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. But I'm just want to get the point across. To get your house in order before you go ruining somebody else's. Get your life in order. Get your head in order. Get your heart in order. Because you're not impressing anybody and you're not doing the right thing. And you're not pulling, some of you, you know, you're not going to pull the trigger. You're not going to be the kind of guy that walks over and has a heated argument. You're not going to be the kind of person that, you know, will punch somebody or, you know, swerve at them in your car or curse them out or anything like that. But you got those thoughts. You're like, you know what? It served them right. You know, what's he expecting? Why is he flaunting that guy? Why are they throwing it in my face? Again, $0. Because no one wants to put a bullet in your head for you being who you are. Nobody's doing that. And you are just as guilty as the guy that pulled that trigger. So tonight, here we are the next day. Tristan has had to live a full day without the person that he loves. And my prayers go out to a loving, merciful, and just God who loved Jonathan, who loves Tristan, who loves me, and somehow loves these wrongdoers. And I pray that Tristan gets the comfort that he can possibly get today, tomorrow, and in the coming years. Normally I would say that I would pray for you guys, and I'd say a prayer for your, you know, your heart and your mind to get in the right place, but maybe tomorrow.